Hi, welcome to Art for the Soul Studio. I'm Carrie, therapeutic arts facilitator, and today we're going to do a little therapeutic art for letting go of physical sensations from anxiety. So if you're dealing with anxiety or you're trying to calm your inner self, this one is for you. Maybe you're being triggered by something and are dealing with heavy anxiety or worry, anxious thoughts, that have like a consistent presence in your life. To help ourselves, we have to work on stopping the repetitive negative thoughts that put us into that anxiety spiral. And we can easily get stuck in that negative thought pattern and find it difficult to disconnect from it because the brain actually finds it easier to stay in that negative belief system, unfortunately. So it's hard to shut down these negative thoughts, but when we do, this gives us the opportunity to find the tools to calm our nervous system and stave off oncoming panic attacks, which is really what we're focusing on today. So we must selectively choose to do the work, make sure that we consciously, so our mind knows we are working towards this, so we can conquer the worry and find self-healing. So today I'm going to show you how you can use art to release worry and give your mind and body a chance to recuperate its strength and resilience. These emotions and thoughts that we feel are in actuality physical or bodily sensations that we may be experiencing and are sometimes hard to put into words. Sometimes words really don't work to ease our feelings. But when we use images, our bodies connect with the memory of the feelings and emotions. And thoughts can be hard to access when we're spiraling in anxiety. And using images helps them be released more easily. So we need to speak in the language of images, and so that's why making art for anxiety, about our anxiety, is a wonderful way to access those emotional points that we have, and in a safe and mindful way. So we can release down, if you're really ready, to a mindfully and compassionate look at your thoughts, explore them, and ultimately let go of them. So join me as we work through this process in a therapeutic activity to release our emotions. So what we're going to use today are basically some drawing paper. It could be copy paper if that's all you have. I'm using oil pastels. You can use markers, you can use colored pencils. For me, working through anxiety and difficult emotions, sometimes I find that having a certain sensory experience, a tactile sensory experience, the way things feel, that helps because it brings another opportunity and process to my brain to think about. I find it just helps calm my brain. It takes my brain away from the chatter to, oh, this feels nice. So I'm not just dealing with colors and lines and shapes. I'm also dealing a lot with how things feel in my hands, how, especially with oil pastels, how it feels as it glides on the paper, how it feels under my finger as I smudge it. So for me personally, and maybe you can try this and see if it works for you, these things help me in the process. So once you have your materials, the first thing I want you to do is breathe. When we're in that fight or flight mode, or when we're in that worry and the brain is, and I'm always doing this with my hands because that's how I visualize my brain when worry's happening or anxiety. It's like it's just circling really constantly. So I want to slow down, and I want to slow my speech because I tend to speak very quickly. And I want to inhale, and as I inhale, I'm going to put my hands on my belly, and I want to inhale through my nose, and I want to expand my belly. And I want to really fill myself with fresh oxygen. And then I'm going to release it and contract my belly. And you can make an audible noise. It's kind of like almost like sighing. It also signals your body like, ah, to relax a little bit. So let's do that together. Let's inhale and just release. And feel free to release with a sigh, a deep sigh. So already, just by doing that, I have gone from, okay, I'm making a video now, blah, 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 to slowing my whole brain and my whole system down. So the breath really connects everything. And if you can manage the breath through this process, it will really help you get through the process and help you focus on the healing aspects. So what I'm going to have you do is, I actually love to start with essential oils. Just maybe if you have some, or you want to light a candle, I'm just adding another sensory experience to my whole little activity here, just to kind of round it out and signal my brain that now is time to calm down, to slow down, to maybe relax and try and let go a little bit, okay? So after you've taken some deep breaths, what I want you to do is close your eyes and imagine that you're feeling the sensation of how your body feels when you're starting to get those icky feelings of stress or overwhelm or anxiety. Like, where are you feeling it in your body? Are you feeling it in the pit of your stomach? Are you feeling it in your heart, in your throat, in your head? And what does it feel like? Is it burning? Is it restricted? Is it, the stomach flipping? So I want you to kind of drop into that sensation and just imagine where it's hitting you in your body and how it feels. And just breathe into that for a minute. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And then once you have visualized this sensation, this thing, you can start to draw it. And I want you to think about, like, what shape was it? What color was it? All those things. Was it light lines? Was it dark lines? So for me, I feel it so much in the chest area, the tightness. Like sometimes the anxiety is like, boom, boom, the palpitations. So I'm just imagining what that looks like and feels like. So I'm just going to pick up a color that's calling to me. And I'm going to just start drawing what that shape feels like. And if you're using something like colored pencils, you can shade the colors, you can use chalk pastels, you can smear the colors, you can use watercolor paint, however you feel. And just really try and acknowledge that sensation, the feeling of the sensation, and what that feeling looks like. And I'm not thinking about this as a drawing at all. This is a process. This is a therapeutic process of working through these sensations. So I'm not interested in what it looks like, or if it's pretty, or if it's neat. I'm just really trying to visualize and put on paper that image that I am feeling. right here, personally for me, in my chest when I'm feeling those sensations of anxiety. And what colors. And I'm expressing this using different lines also. I'm using rounder lines, I'm using jagged lines, because for me, I feel like those palpitations, ba-boom, boom, ba-boom, boom, ba-boom, boom. And sometimes at the end, they're like, I kind of feel like that. So I'm trying to change the language of feeling to seeing, if that makes sense. And as I'm doing this, I have to remember to breathe. A lot of times when we're stuck in that spiral of anxiety or perseverating on thoughts, where we're up here in that shallow breath. So we have to release our bodies physically to release our mind and emotions. So once you've finished your image, you can take a deep breath and take a look at the drawing or the painting and just observe it. If you can, close your eyes and imagine yourself seeing this object in front of you. This object, it encompasses all those icky feelings, those physical sensations that have been caused by your anxiety. So look closely at the object. You have transferred your uncomfortable feelings into it. You know, it could be your stomach pains, your dizziness, your headaches, you know, whatever physical symptoms. Now they're in here. So once you're done, step away from the piece and feel free to look at it deeply and investigate it, how each line seems to communicate a different feeling, a different mood. Notice what your response is to each thing, like your response to the colors or the size of the lines or the thickness of the lines, the different marks that you used. So that's it for this exercise, and I hope you're able to release some of the worry you've been feeling, some of that sensation in your body that you've been feeling, and find comfort in the process. And if you would like to work further on coping and managing anxiety symptoms, I invite you to learn about my therapeutic art making program, where I work with you one-on-one online, and I help you develop self-healing tools to manage your unique symptoms. So feel free to join. You can find details in the link below in my description box. And I hope you have a great day. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.